Good afternoon, class of 2014, friends and family. My name is Yolanda Bourquet, and I am one of the 2014 senior class marshals. Today I have the distinct privilege and honor of introducing to you a Forest Hammer House native and friend, Christy DiSilvestro. Christy hails from Haverford, Pennsylvania, and has spent much of her time here at Harvard exploring the intersection between psychology and medicine, particularly as it pertains to the psychological issues children and families face after traumatic injury or long-term diagnosis. After graduation, she'll be continuing this passion in graduate school at the University of Pennsylvania. When I asked several of her friends to describe Christy, the two words that they kept saying were kind and thoughtful, and I am so honored and pleased that she'll be addressing us here today. So without further ado, please join me in welcoming our next 2014 Harvard Orator, Christy DiSilvestro.
A picture, a permanent record of happiness or triumph or love, a small token to ensure that a moment doesn't get lost in the fray. Photographs are everywhere. With the rise of Instagram and the ever-growing Twitter and Facebook perfectly coinciding with our college career, we have endless opportunities to capture moments and freeze them forever. We take pictures of almost everything. We do this so much that we don't think twice about it and might not even realize the significance of what we're capturing. Years from now, we will have the ability to look back on our college days and have an array of memories to focus on, never having to lose a flash of happiness as we grow more distant from Harvard. But what about the memories that we don't capture on film? The times when unexpected challenges stop us in our tracks. These are the moments when snapping a selfie is the furthest thought from our minds. Think of all the tough times that you've faced, or the obstacles you've helped a friend overcome and how that's affected you as a person. Think about surprising opportunities that came your way and caused you to choose a different path than you had predicted. The truth is, when we experience something that changes us forever, whether it is good or bad, we don't use an iPhone to save it. We remember these moments forever without the help of a lens. They can't be captured in a picture. No words can easily describe them, and yet they define our self-portrait. When we first arrived on campus, we were filled with the frenzy and excitement of early freshman year. We had the opportunity to entirely reinvent ourselves, starting fresh in a place where no one had prior impressions of us. It was an adventurous, turn-on-the-camera type of experience, when we pictured the story of our new lives and the path that we would travel on for the next 4 years. Now imagine that you could read a letter written by that wide-eyed freshman year self about who you were and what you wanted to become. What would be your reaction today? Would those hopes and beliefs map onto who you have become as an individual? For all of us, our college experience and even our identities did not unfold in exactly the way we imagined. We have since migrated from that first mold that we made, but the changes we've experienced have made us into stronger, more mature, and more resilient individuals. The event that has changed me the most crashed down on me in the spring of my freshman year as a varsity water polo player. A double hip injury assaulted my body and left me unable to walk within days. The injury resulted in 2 extensive surgeries and over 6 months on crutches. For more than 2 years, I could not sit, stand, or walk liberally. Not only could I not play sports, I couldn't navigate campus, go to class, or live the normal life of a college student. I took 1 semester of final exams lying down in a bed in UHS, and another semester of finals standing and writing at a podium while the proctor sat at the desks because I could not sit. I was constantly in pain. But as our challenges often do, this time of darkness showed me light and laughter in places I never expected. An endearing new nickname, Crutchy, that I heard more often than my real name, and a pair of crutches that I covered in zebra tape helped give me a boost when moving at a snail's pace. I received help from people I had never met, from people whose names I would never know. Harvard is notorious for its selective hand-picking of students, and through my experience, I learned that this campus is full of the most compassionate people. I never felt alone in such a warm community and received a helping hand from everyone around me. In return, the most I could do was lend my crutches to friends at parties to help them meet guys, a tactic that we found surprisingly successful. Tiny moments morphed into great memories. Picture a handsome guy you have a crush on inviting you to a party that you decline because you can't walk up the stairs, so he offers to give you a piggyback. I had to rely on others for almost everything that I did. Even your classic Sunday morning walk of shame was no longer independent. It's an entirely different experience when he has to carry you back to your dorm while his roommate carries your crutches alongside him. If you're thinking that would be awkward and hilarious, it totally was. But these memories are now my most endearing treasures that sparked the beginning of a long-lasting relationship. When I look back at the journey of my injury, my goals and my impression of how I might fit into this community completely changed. I tried to hold on to water polo for 2 years after I was hurt, but I eventually had to let that go. I learned to immerse myself in joy. I learned how important it is to surround yourself with the people who lift you up, in my case, sometimes literally, and walk away from the ones who bring you down. My injury was not a time I was ready to pull out the camera and document, but it was important and life-changing. Many of our greatest life lessons are not learned in class or read in a textbook. We all tackled a huge transition from the safety net of living at home with our families to the autonomy of a college campus. When we faced struggles, we were forced to rely on our friends and peers. We became mentors and shoulders to lean on for others. Their hard times became our challenges, just as their moments of joy became our celebrations. We created a new definition of family, one that included all those who were alongside us for our hurdles and heartaches. Through this process, we developed our own unique identities, preparing us to take on the real world. No matter what has caused you to change over the past few years, embrace those changes and who you have become as a result. Maybe you took an elective senior year and surprised yourself with how much you enjoyed the material, making you rethink your career path late in the game. Maybe you had issues with roommates and adjusting to a new living situation at the beginning of a school year. Perhaps you made a mistake, caused harm that you took the steps to remedy and make right. Maybe you received inspiring advice that made you turn your life around and walk with more confidence. When you think of the big moments that have affected your college career, you don't need a digital photograph to remember them. One event, the Boston Marathon, affected and unified us unlike any other. Everyone remembers where they were junior year when they heard about the detonations, even if they weren't at the marathon experiencing the terrifying panic firsthand. Everyone remembers the entire day of lockdown later that week and the relief when it was over. This disaster taught us the importance of appreciating the strangers around us, knowing that at any given moment, they could be the very ones to save us. It taught us to run to help others rather than running away. As a class, leaning on each other, we grew from this tragedy and became stronger because of it. Eventually, we learned that it's okay if something blindsides us and causes us to stray from the plan we thought we were executing. Sometimes these blindsides can teach us to appreciate what is around us even more than we did before. I personally have a renewed appreciation for the little things that surround me. I now appreciate the ability to walk freely around campus, the ability to concentrate without the constant reminder of physical pain, the ability to see someone struggling and be able to offer him or her that helping hand instead of only receiving it. All these major changes we have experienced in college, the good and the bad times that shape us, these are the images, the captured memories that aren't in a Facebook album, but instead compile and create the album of us, the self-portrait with moments we will always hold dear. Embrace the changes that come your way and enrich your development as a person. Enjoy the little things, for one day you may look back and realize they were the big things. So enjoy all the laughs that make life so wonderful. But also, take time to stop and think about all the moments and changes that actually got you to where you are today. The people you've leaned on and those who have leaned on you. The friends you've celebrated with in triumph and progress. The unexpected side roads that you've traveled on. And then, yes, take a picture. But be sure to appreciate the entire self-portrait you are truly capturing. And when something memorable comes your way, don't ever hesitate to say, but first, let me take a selfie. Thank you.